Brought to you by stationhousecoffee.com and inspireddisorder.com/Kindle.
What you manifest in your mind, you can bring to reality.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to a new episode of Swipe Up, 110th episode of the show, where I share some of my favorite posts from Instagram. Let's get it started with this first post here from ESPN MMA. Just amazing piece of art here with all of the current lightweight contenders who are potentially battling for the light heavyweight crown now that Khabib Nurmagomedov has retired. However, Dana White in an interview said that Khabib might still come back for a last 30-0 fight. Well, if he wins, that would make it 30-0. I don't know who he would fight. He retired after his last fight, so I would prefer him not to come back. I don't think having the perfect 30, like getting it from 29-0 to 30, because he could lose. He could lose. I mean, there is a chance that he gets kicked in the leg and his leg falls apart, and he loses that last fight when he could have literally left on top. 29-0, never been like lost a couple rounds, yes, but never lost, never knocked down. I don't know. And as far as the division, I think it would open the division up because there's so many talented people. I mean, you got the new guy from was it Michael Chandler from Bellator? You got Dustin Poirier. You got who's fighting Conor McGregor. You got Gaethje, of course, and Tony Ferguson, all at the top of the heap. Would love to see, I mean, all of their fights. Who knows who Gaethje fights next or Ferguson. I'd love to see Ferguson fight Chandler. And then, I don't know, Gaethje can fight. I don't know. There's just so many people. And I think there's other people that aren't even on there that could be added, could be considered as a contender. But yeah, still the lightweight belt. Apparently, it's not up for grabs yet. Not yet. Dana White still has it tucked away. Says Khabib might still come back, which I do not agree with. I'm happy with him being retired, but we'll see what happens. You never know. They love their money over at the UFC, so I'm sure that will bring in some cash if they get him another matchup. But let's move on. Of course, Halloween just happened recently. This is a decoration from an East Dallas home. Apparently, cops were called many times. You got yourself a what appears to be a body wrapped up in some trash bags, duct taped together. You got a wheelbarrow full of limbs. You got another body bleeding out that has a chainsaw stuck in the back, just covered in blood, all in the patio area there, where it looks like a safe maybe was dropped on the head of somebody, and then another person on the roof with a knife in the back of their head. I think it's hard to see, but just kind of an amazing Halloween decoration. You know, just like going all in, like American Psycho style almost. Looks awesome. Looks, it's definitely the more hardcore version of Halloween decorations that you would see. Probably a little bit more scary than you would see instead of just your skeletons and spider webs and pumpkins with sharp teeth carved in them. But yeah, good stuff there. Moving on to what is the evolution of Joey Coco Diaz. Like many stand-up comedians there's been a mass exodus from LA as many comedians are leaving to save money, save taxes. Of course, Joe Rogan being probably the biggest, most notable comedian to leave, where so many of them are going to Austin, Texas, in the hopes that Joe buys a club and like they get. It'll be interesting to see what happens. I know the people from Kill Tony are leaving, as I'm wearing a Kill Tony shirt. Shout out to Ryan J. Ebelt. Go buy his clothing. I support all artists. He makes amazing art, but I know a lot of the comedians are leaving to Austin, but Joey went back to the East Coast where he's from, New Jersey, I believe. And he changed his podcast. He's doing The Joint instead of The Church of what's happening now. He's supposed to be doing, he said he was going to be doing the show from a bar. But I would imagine maybe because of COVID restrictions, it seems like he's doing it in more of an office setup. But yeah, I'd love Joey Diaz. Be interested. I have yet to listen and or watch any of his new shows. But he's a man with a million stories and an amazing heart. So go check out Mad Flavors World. The Joint. Uncle Joey Diaz, as he continues to put out amazing content. Now, moving on, of course, we all know Anderson Silva lost his last fight past Saturday, potentially retired. This is a post Michael Bisping put up prior to that fight. This is some memories from his fight with Anderson Silva, which was an amazing fight. Come from behind win for Michael Bisping. He got kneed in the end of the third round, came back to win the fourth round. Just an amazing. I mean, Michael Bisping. I mean, that fight encapsulates Michael Bisping's career. Just like he's had losses, but he's always battled back and was able to capture the belt. But tons of respect shown. Of course, shaking hands and backstage. But tons of respect shown from Michael Bisping. Let me read his caption here. Tomorrow is the final time Anderson Silva would compete in the octagon, so this feels an appropriate time to post these. Leading up to our fight, in typical fashion, I talked a lot of shit. But just because I said some harsh words doesn't change the fact that I have incredible respect for him. Anderson was a huge inspiration for me throughout his whole career. Seeing him destroy his opponents with such creativity and relative ease was mind-blowing, and I think everyone in mixed martial arts felt the same way. When he was champion, he had what I wanted, and I wanted to change him. I wanted to challenge him for the belt so badly. When we fought in 2016, it wasn't for the belt, but it was for something possibly bigger, pride. And to me, this was my world title fight. With my injuries piling up, I could sense the end of my career was coming. And if I could finish, it would finish it with a win over Anderson Silva in London. Well, that would have done me just fine. When I was when I was talking shit, that was because I couldn't allow myself to put him on a pedestal mentally. Otherwise, I wouldn't have fought to the best of my abilities. I had to think of him as nothing more than another opponent and find reasons to disrespect him and discredit his accomplishments. After the fight, like usually in most fights, the animosity is gone and it's all respect. Here's here's Anderson and I getting stitched backstage, sharing a handshake. I don't know if he will retire for good, but if you do, congratulations on a simply amazing career. Hashtag respect. I love Michael Bisping. Just one of the most unique and just one of my favorite fighters in MMA and UFC. Brought his own style of shit talking, but was always humble and respectful, a true martial artist, and a guy who earned everything that he achieved, and showing a lot of respect to the legend Anderson Silva. Much respect to both these guys. Now moving on to some shout outs. Let's get out of here. Shout out to ESPN MMA. Shout out Designed by Feo. Shout out All Things Comedy. Shout out Mad Flavors _world. Shout out One by One Podcast. Shout out Mike Bisbing. Shout out Anderson Silva. And shout out, most importantly, to you. Make sure you support our sponsor, stationhousecoffee.com, and follow Station House Coffee on Instagram. Order yourself some premium, small batch, single origin coffee brewed in Thetford Center, Vermont, and shipped directly to you. Make sure you let them know that the Ray Taylor Show sent you over at stationhousecoffee.com. Order your coffee today and have it shipped directly to you. Also, get yourself Kindle Unlimited with their trial offer over at inspireddisorder.com/Kindle. That's unlimited reading, unlimited listening on all of your devices with Kindle Unlimited. Inspireddisorder.com/Kindle is the link you go to sign up for your free trial today. New episodes of The Ray Taylor Show come out every single day. Subscribe on IGTV, YouTube, and everywhere else podcasts are found. Binge the full week ad-free over at patreon.com/inspireddisorder. Buy Ray Taylor Show merch over at inspireddisorder.com and follow the show on Instagram at Ray Taylor Show. Have a great day, everybody. Peace out!